You ever wonder why Jesus referred to Peter as son of Jonah? Well, it's not because that was Peter's surname or his dad's name. It's a reflection of Peter's persona as being that of Jonah. So to understand Peter, we can read about Jonah. For Jonah, when the Lord told him to speak to Nineveh, to save Nineveh, Jonah didn't want Nineveh to be saved. Jonah felt that Nineveh deserved destruction and wrath and God's anger. But God's vengeance is not what our vengeance is. God's vengeance is to bring about restoration and healing and kindness and grace, mercy. That's God's nature. So Jonah went fleeing God because he really, really wanted nothing to do with saving Nineveh. He even tried to commit suicide by being thrown off the boat. But the Lord knew that Jonah was the only one that the people of Nineveh could listen to. So when we look at Peter now, having this attitude of only Israel deserves to be saved, saved from the oppressors of Rome and other nations, that we are a selected, chosen people. So me. And even Peter wanted to defend that reality with a sword. And Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan," to Peter. So Peter had this animosity against everyone. He had a us and them mentality. And then Jesus not only came to save Israel, but the entire world. But for Peter, he really, in his core of his being, didn't want that. And we even see that reality play out when Paul calls Peter out of getting sucked back into Judaism and things like that and saying, no, get away. Because Peter really didn't want anyone but Israel to be saved. And just as Jonah, having accomplished the Lord's task, sat on top of the hill, bitter and angry, really wanting their destruction to happen. That's how bad Nineveh was. And that's that same attitude that Peter had. So we can also, as individuals, as the church, have that same Jonah-Persona where we pick and choose who we want God's grace for. God's grace, God's love, is for everyone and everything.